Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of my Clash of Clans series. And in the previous episode, we upgraded both our gold and our elixir storage up to the max level for Town Hall level 2, which is level 3, as well as we started upgrading some of our barracks one at a time, kind of switching back and forth to make sure that they're even. And that's what we're going to continue doing with this episode. We're just going to keep the barracks rolling because you always want one barracks upgrading at a time, as much as you can, to get them out of the way first. And as well, we can move on to the defenses. So the Archer Tower has one upgrade at Town Hall level 2. So we're going to get that one done first. It's only half an hour. And we're going to move on to the first attack. Now this attack has about 6,500 in resources. I know I'm not going to be able to get them all, even though the mortar is on the outside, which is a good thing for us. He does have a level 3 Archer Tower, and the cannons are behind all these buildings, which I will not be able to get to. So I'm just going to go for the loot. Most of it's in the collectors, so I can just spam my troops from this one side, and they will go through, get the Archer Tower, and then once they are done with the Archer Tower, they will move on to the collectors, because again, that's where most of the loot is, and this is going to be a defeat, but again, it doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about trophies. All that matters to you is the loot, and we gained over half the loot. We gained 3,000 in the loot. Again, a defeat, but it doesn't really matter. I did get an achievement, and I'm just gonna skip ahead because I got a message. But there we go, an easy 5 gems. So adding to our count to get that extra builder. So here is our next attack. Again, around 7,000 in resources, and there's a lot of buildings that are kind of far out. So I could just put one barbarian down on each of them and pick them off while my rest of the troops go through, get this mortar, and then I'll send them on the Archer Tower and the cannons after they get the mortar out of the way first, because you want to get that mortar out of the way so that way it's not killing off all your troops with the AoE splash damage. So there it goes down. Now that it's out of the way, I can put one on that elixir storage to poke at it while my troops go through and get the defenses. And looking at it, again, I can tell this is going to be a fail because of that one cannon. And most of my troops actually went around the right side, which there's no collectors over there, and there's one storage. So you already know it's going to be a fail because they went the wrong way. But I saved a couple for the left side, and they're going to run through. It's getting a little laggy, and I think that's just because of the speed up, so I'm sorry about that if it's too noticeable to you guys. But there we go. Getting the gold storage down as well as the elixir storage, which barely had anything, but it's still something. And it looks like we might just run out of time before we even get this gold storage down. Yep, there goes the time, but again, almost 4,000 in resources, so that was still a pretty good raid for Town Hall level 2. So moving on again, we have another raid, but it has around 4,000 gold. I didn't really care about the elixir because I'm mostly upgrading walls and defenses at this point, since all I have left for elixir is my barracks and a couple collectors. I'm mostly worried about gold. So I sent about 5 on one cannon, 5 on the other, and then 20 on the Archer Tower because I had to go through a wall to get to it. And that one barbarian got through that last cannon barely with any HP left. So if he died, most of my troops would have probably died because they had to go through the Town Hall, which is the highest hit point building in the game. And again, it's getting a little laggy. I think it's because of the fast forwarding, so I'm sorry about that. But there we go, a 3-star win and all the loot. So 4,000 in gold and 1,000 in elixir. So we filled up our gold. Gonna train up some more troops to get some elixir out of the way, because again, as long as you can get it out of the way, you won't fill up. So there we go, the barracks, or the Archer Tower, is upgraded to level 2. And now we're going to start on the cannons after I get some walls done, because again, you want to make sure you dump all your gold before you go back out, because as you can tell, you can get a raid with 4,000 gold, and that's already more than half of your storages filled up. So make sure to spend all your gold. I'm going to save 1,000 because this is only a 15-minute upgrade, and I can move on to the other cannon most likely before I can fill up my gold. So I want to make sure I have that in reserve for the next cannon. So with all that out of the way, we're going to move on. This base is looking at it, you know this is going to be an automatic fail. However, if you look at the storages, they are not protected for the most part. And they are on the outside. However, if you can see, like I said in the last episode, if there's a clan castle, you are most likely gonna take nothing away from the raid. It's gonna be a 100% fail. So I did want to show that off. I did try to distract them a little bit off to the left so we can grab most of the gold, because again, I'm mostly worried about gold. However, with about 10 to 20 archers, they're gonna mow through your level 1 barbarians. And even though they did that, we still got away with 4,300 gold. So that was very good. And there we go. Again, the cannon was done. It took 15 minutes. So with that 1,000 gold that we saved, I upgraded the next cannon. I did forget to do some walls, which was a fail on my part. But it doesn't matter. As long as we can focus on elixir, it can make up for it. But we're going to move on to the next raid. And here we go again. Same thing. If you're building a new town hall level, don't do what these people are doing and putting your mortar on the outside. You want your mortar centralized more than your town hall, because the mortar is what's going to kill off all the enemy troops more than a archer tower or both cannons can do. But since it was a pretty easy raid, I can just send about 5 troops on each defense. Gonna spread some on top to take out the surrounding buildings of the archer tower, so that way my troops can funnel in onto that one archer tower and not do a whole ring like that other raid at the beginning of the episode. Which it looks like they're actually going to do, because of that elixir storage on top was kind of a high hit point building. So the archer tower was able to mow through all those troops on top, but I have enough to get through the town hall, and my troops again went the wrong way. So I had to end the battle there because they're all just gonna die. And still, we got away with around 4,000 in loot. It was about 3,300. And here we go, like I said, trying to focus on elixir so that way I don't fill up on gold too much while I'm raiding. This one, it looks like most of it's in the collectors, and it's about half and half. The collectors look full, but the storages look about 25 to halfway. So I do want to take out the defenses, because I do want to try and get everything that I can. The cannon on the left was, I think, level 3, so it did go through my troops pretty easily. But I did have that big clump that took out the first 2 defenses, and they're just going to do a whole ring around the village, and then eventually make their way to that last cannon to take it out. Then they're going to move on to the town hall, get that 2nd star, and then they're going to move on to the collector. But if you saw when I panned my camera around, there were the builders' huts on the outside. So, if I remember correctly, I think that's going to be a fail for this raid, because they have to go from one side all the way to the other. Yeah. And again, sorry, this episode's very laggy. I don't know what happened. The last episode was not like this. But I do apologize. So we didn't get the 3-star, but we did get 2 stars as well as 3,000 elixir and an achievement. So getting another 5 gems. We're over halfway to the next builder's hut, which is good. And that is it for this episode. Remember, if you guys are enjoying the series, give it a like. We're going to upgrade 1 cannon before we leave, and that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.